Outside the Box Reviews, we are taking a look at the NECA Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees prop replica mask. And even though I don't believe it was ever actually listed on the packaging for this mask, this is based off the Freddy vs. Jason design. Now, I don't know if it's exactly the same mask, but it's the second Freddy vs. Jason mask NECA had ever put out. They had done a shadow box that came with the Freddy glove that kind of went over it, making that movie poster where the claw was grabbing the mask. And then before this, in 2009, they did a prop replica of the Jason remake mask, which I still wish I could get my hands on. It's kind of hard to find now. But as far as this mask goes, I snatched it up right when it first hit store shelves, only to have it show up everywhere pretty shortly after, and kind of sit around for quite a while on the shelf, unfortunately. I believe this thing got marked down pretty far on Toys R Us clearance, which is kind of a shame, but they did seem to overship these masks. The mask itself is a very hard, kind of resin material. It's definitely not plastic. It's a little cold to the touch. It's a very hard material. It is a nice kind of brownish. There is different colorations on it. You see back here it gets lighter, kind of like the original hockey mask color. Then it darkens up in certain parts. Just a scratch on the nose, showing some wear there, kind of showing the real coloration. At that point, it has the 3 red chevrons on it, which is movie accurate. It's got all the movie accurate holes put in it. The eyes look really nice. They're kind of darkened around them to give it a very sinister look. And there are a lot of scratches throughout, which is very Freddy vs. Jason-esque. It was a very torn up mask. Though it's not the later version in the movie where it actually has the big Freddy gouges going through it. If I ever did actually get another Freddy vs. Jason mask, I probably would get one of the fan-made ones that have those really deep lines in it, because I just love that. I think Fiberglass Masks does one. I'd definitely like to pick that one up. One warning I do have about the mask is, as I mentioned, being very hard. It's also a little brittle. I used to have this mounted on my door, and you can kind of see I've got a little bit of a crack going down here on the bottom, so definitely be careful with these. Don't let them drop or fall. The strap on the back is a simple elastic. It's nothing too special looking. It's a leather strap in the movie, and unfortunately we don't actually get that here, but it is a lower end prop replica. The thing I do actually mind is the fact that they gave it these plastic rivets on the outside, these gray plastic rivets that just look very cheap. On the back, they actually are shiny metal, and I believe they are shiny metal in the movie, but just having the plastic cap just looks so cheap on there. Even if they'd done a worn down looking metal on the outside, it would have been a lot better than what they did. And there is a metal one joining the 2 parts of the strap in the back. Now this mask is fairly small for at least my head. I kind of do have a large head, but it doesn't fit me very well. It's a very tight fit, and because of the way it's made, all these holes are kind of molded in it, all the little vent holes, so they come out and actually kind of stick me in the face, and it's a little painful to wear, but it is what it is, I guess. And here I am with it on. I don't know how well the audio will go with the mask over my face, and there we kind of have a problem. Yeah, it just does not stay on my face while talking, just because it is so small, because the elastic band is movable, and it just doesn't fit the contours of my face too well. Obviously, also having hair and having a beard is not kind of what's intended with the Jason look here, but overall it just doesn't fit the way I really hope it would. This is getting kind of ridiculous. But it does definitely look okay. I wouldn't really recommend wearing it to a Halloween party. As I said, it is kind of painful, especially up here at the very top. I can feel it pinching my head. Actually, the rivet up here catches my hair every time I try to put it on as well. Definitely a piece made more for display than it is actually wearing. Overall, the mask is nice, but it's not a great piece. It's definitely not something I'd recommend going out of your way to track down. NECA has released other masks since this one, and I'll just say this for now. They've definitely improved over this original release. It's not a bad mask, it's just a piece made strictly for display, definitely not something you really want to wear, and even just as a display piece, it has some lacking parts on it. So I'm going to give it a very weak not recommend, but it's not a damnation of this mask at all. It's just, there's better out there. And I must admit, for the price tag on this thing, you really can't go wrong. I believe when this thing first came out, it was maybe going for about 30 bucks, maybe a bit more, but if you go to a Halloween shop, you're going to spend more than that for something not nearly as good as this. So Granted, the one at a Halloween shop would be more wearable, but it's kind of a toss-up. And then if you were to go the opposite route and go with something like fiberglass masks or any of those other higher-end mask-making companies, you're gonna pay quite a bit more. So for the budget, it's a nice piece for what you spend on it. And this does make me glad that NECA does prop replicas. I love their figures, and I think the prop replicas they're able to put out for the budget that they do, it's really a nice trade-off and very collector-friendly. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, username Outside the Box Reviews. Also check me out on Facebook, link below. And until next time, it's been another Outside the Box Reviews.